For those of you that don't know, we have a YouTube channel. All you have to do is search It Works PAC, and a whole bunch of videos that we've done for team calls, that me, Kelly Jo have done for trainings, and hopefully other leaders are going to start stepping up and doing their own training videos that we can post them on. Yeah, I was looking at you, Chels. But other leaders can start just sharing your knowledge, okay? Because that's what's going to help all of us grow is when we share our knowledge. So this call is all about signing loyal customers. And what works for me may never work for you. What works for me now may not work for me later. And so I always like to share what I'm doing, and I always like to have other people share what they're doing, so that way you can listen to a whole bunch of ideas, you can get new scripts, and then you can take them, you can make them your own, okay? Because our job is to sign customers and distributors. And who knows our PAC goal for the month? Anybody? PAC goal for the month, right in the chat. 100K, $100,000 in sales. And I will tell you, that will never happen if we don't sign customers, right? Like, the volume doesn't go up, we don't get paid unless if we sign customers. Now, preliminary commissions just came out. Some people are like stoked about their check. Some people are upset about their check. But listen, if you're not signing customers every month, then you shouldn't be getting a paycheck. So you should, number one, be grateful for the little bit that you got, but then you got to be willing to do more, to have more. And a lot of us just don't know what that more is, because we just don't have time to research it. We're too scared to try something new, whatever the reasons are. So this call is going to give you everything that you need that we could possibly think of to help you have success with signing customers. Okay? So we have a few people who are going to share. Mandy, did you need to go last, or are you good to go?
I'm good to go.
Okay, so we're going to go, we'll go Mandy, and then Bailey, Emily, Chelsea, Kelly Jo. Is that okay? Everyone good? You remember that order? Because I won't remember. Mandy, Bailey, Emily, Chelsea, Kelly Jo, and then I'll go with anything else that I can think of. Oh, Brandy too. Okay, we'll throw Brandy in there before Chelsea. Okay, so Mandy, you are up. You've got the floor.
So I sign 85% of my customers from host to post, but it's how I do it. And so I will do the host to post. But when I message people, I message them assuming the sell. Like, I don't ask them, are they interested in it? Is it something that they think they might like to do? I tell them about the product. What's your email? What's your phone number? And I go through all of the steps with them, and then I upsell at the end. And so, Kelly Jo, are you going to put that message in the script? But then I also have a message that I send out to 25 people minimum a day. And it's just a simple little script that I pulled from, oh, I guess it's already in the PAC document, but it was just a script I pulled from, I think, the Black Diamond page, actually, from Cheyenne Knox, that just asked for people to be a loyal customer. Like, it's really cute and sweet, and I don't have it right in front of me, so I can't tell you exactly what it says, but it just says, I'm looking for product models, and then I ask them which one of the goals they have. There's 5 of them listed out: weight loss, longer hair. I don't know right off the top of my head, but they tell me what goal they want, and then I just give them the prices and tell them about the $50 membership fee and ask them for their email. Like, when I tell them that $50 fee, how much it is, the last line is, what's your email and mailing address, on all of them. And so it's 3 paragraphs to the close.
Okay, so I got to stop you real quick, because we have some brand new people on this call who have no idea what host to post is. So you guys, she started with saying that she signs a lot of customers from host to post. So number one, explain in as simple terms as you can what host to post is, and then explain who you're messaging, what you're saying, what you're having them post, and then when people comment, you know what I mean? Like, take us through the very basic of host to post.
So a host to post is when you ask somebody to post a status on your wall for you. And so I just send out a cute little message that says, hey, I don't know if you see a lot of what I've been doing, but me and my team are going for some really big promotions. Would you be willing to help me out? I'll send you a script to copy, paste, and post to your wall. I'll take care of all of the likes and comments. Can I count you in? And so as soon as they say sure, which usually they do, unless they have a company that's similar to ours, and then I get a response of, sorry, I can't, and I just thank them for their time. But as soon as they say sure, I send them over a script. Right now, the one that's working for me is, hey, who wants to lose 10 to 30 pounds by July? My friend Mandy's looking for a couple of friends to try her all natural or her natural weight loss supplements. Comment below. And so that one's working really well. And so that's the one I send out. I send the same post to post out to everything. Like I don't ask them who their market is or what they like, because then I just keep the same one and that one's working. So I always make sure that if it's not working, I change it up and I do something different. And so as soon as somebody comments.
Okay, hold on just 1 second. Sorry. I just want to make sure that we're going slow. So everyone, if you guys have questions, then please ask. Okay, so Kelly Jo posted the first script in the comments. It says, hey, I hope you're having a great day. I don't know if you follow a lot of what I do or not, but my team is working for some huge promotions and would you be willing to help us out? It's really easy. If I send you a post, will you copy and paste it to your wall and tag me in it? I know it seems so simple, but it helps us more than you know. If you're cool with it, I'll send you over the status. Can I count you in? Okay, so everyone take that, copy. If you've got an iPhone, put it in a text replacement as like host a post A, because we already did host a post 1 on Tuesday. So put that as a text replacement as HAPA. And now you've got a second script that as you're looking to see who's active on Facebook or maybe who commented or liked on your baby post that you made yesterday, maybe you want to message those people. Maybe you have your hundreds list printed out like I do. Where is it? Right here. And I just go through my hundreds list and see who would host a post for me. Like that's the message that you send. If you guys shake your head up like that, up and down like this, if you're on the same page as me. If you're not, please unmute and ask a question. Like we really want you to have success, and this is the way that Mandy's having success. She's giving you her secrets, so I want you to make sure that you have it. So this is the first thing that you send, okay? And then when they say yeah, sure, because we never want to ask a question that the answer is going to be no. Like she made this so simple and easy, right? Like it's helping us more than they know. Like I love the way that that's worded, and so 90% of people are going to tell you yeah, sure, unless if, like she said, there's this particular reason. So then here's the post that you send them to make. And it's also here. Kelly Jo posted it. So thank you for having these ready to go. It says, hey, my friend Mandy is so freaking excited. Now, if your name is not Mandy, you have to change that part. Okay. I've had people that didn't change that part. You have to change that part. I've written hey, my friend, your name, all in capital letters. And I've seen people make host a post, you guys, that say your name. Like put your name there. Okay. Read it. Put your name there. Okay. And if you don't say so freaking excited, maybe you say something else, like then change it around a little bit. That's perfectly fine. But I know for me, hey, my friend Mandy is so freaking excited. I'm like, well, what is she so freaking excited about? I'm going to keep reading. She has her hands on something brand new that helps you lose 31 pounds on average in 90 days. She's looking for five product models for this. If you want info, drop a comment below ASAP and she'll reach out to you. Perfect. I've never even heard a host post like that. Normally it's like drop your favorite emoji and we'll message you. Well, now she's switched it around and said, if you want info, drop a comment and she'll reach out to you instead of she'll message you, right? So it's taking a script and tweaking it to make a difference. That way Facebook doesn't catch on to what you're doing. So I love that. Okay. Now go on to the next part.
So I put in the other one in there too, because those are the two that I use. And so your friends will post it, and you have to check if they say they're going to post it, go check their profile, because not all the time do they tag you and turn on notifications. I've missed quite a few before I started doing that had like 10 comments on it until somebody's like, hey, are you going to like answer these people? So I always make sure that I have notifications on all of my posts. You never add them to your timeline.
How do you turn on the notifications?
You go to the post, there's 3 little dots on the side, click it, and it says turn on notifications. It's really easy. And so make sure the ones that they tag you in aren't on your timeline, they're in your bank. So you have to have your settings set up for that. And then I just so I'll like everyone that comments, and then I'll put underneath it, I always change it. It's never the same thing in a row. Coming in hot, check your inbox, message coming your way. Hey, I sent you a message. Like it's never the exact same so that Facebook doesn't catch on. And then I message them and say, hey, you commented on so-and-so's post. I see you're interested in, this is how much it is. What's your email and mailing address? Like I use all of the scripts from the document when it comes to the layout.
I love it.
So,
And it's doing the sale, you guys. And that's the thing is if you've got this whole list of host posts and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel so overwhelmed. I'm never going to be able to message all these people. That's putting your body in a state of failure. Or like, oh, none of these people are going to sign up with me, blah, blah, blah. They're not going to have money. That's putting your business in a state of failure. Like you need to assume the sale, assume that everyone's going to sign up with you because why wouldn't they? They want to lose 30 pounds. They want longer hair. They want a 2-day reset, right? Like whatever you're having them post about, they drink coffee. And so you've got to create the value. You've got to assume the sale. You've got to be bold. And like she says, she ends everything. What's your email and home address?
and then another thing, when you're doing the host a post, you're like, I make sure it's products I use. So if they go to my Facebook profile and they stalk it, like I even signed a customer because they came back and said, I asked him to host a post. He goes, your profile is legit. I need to know about it. So like making sure you have both sides, asking them to post, but then being a product of the product and showing like, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. Thank you, Mandy. Great tips on host to post. In the PAC training, there is a video on host to post. So if it's something that you're not used to doing, you've never done it before, work with your upline and say, hey, this is something that I want to try out. I've never done it before. I want to try this out. Can you help me? Okay. And they can teach you how to change your settings like she was talking about. So it shows up in your bank rather than on your timeline because changing your settings is number one. Okay. They can teach you who to message and then they can help you through this process. Because at first it is a lot. I mean, my phone is blowing up right now. You guys, my goal is to get 99 yeses in 1 month. You guys, I almost got my 99 yeses in 10 days because that's how much my host posts are blowing up right now. And so it works once you practice it and you create a system. You're going to see a lot of customers. So who has questions before we go on to the next one? And please, please, please unmute you guys and ask if you have any question. No question is a dumb question.
I'm curious about that all-in-one script because I know sometimes it gets annoying where it's back and forth. So I'd love to see how she words that. Is that how she does it all in one? So they have all the information.
Say that again, Mandy.
I can send it in the chat.
Okay, she's going to send it. And you guys use the PAC document as well. The link is also in the chat. You just have to scroll up a little bit because you already put it. But you can see how we close them, and then you can make it your own. So I know for me, in my notes section of my phone, I have, let me turn down my screen so you guys can see it. Host to post coffee, host to post DT, host to post Thermofy X. And so then once I get someone to comment on my coffee post, then I have the first paragraph that I send them, the second paragraph that I send, the third one, the fourth one till I get to the close. And so I have this saved in my notes section so that way, it's easy for me to just double click, copy, get back to my message, paste, change it around a little bit if I need to, say, oh, that's so cool. I'm glad that's going well for you, and back to business. Or, if I need to add something, depending on how the conversation's going. But that will save you time. Now, a lot of these things that you guys are going to learn, it's going to be really hard to start when you first start. But once you have the systems in place, you guys are going to be whipping them out so quick and being able to sign lots of customers, okay? So, Bailey Etheridge, tell us what you got.
All right. So, I am like Mandy. Host to post are majority of how I sign my customers. So I'm going to post the first message that I send for people to host to post. And it just says, hey, I hope things are going well. I'm working hard on building my health and wellness company, and I have a favor to ask you. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to buy anything from me. For me personally, that's what I have. A lot of people respond better to that message for some reason. So that's what I use. And when I have people comment on my host to post, I immediately like their comment, reply to their comment. I wait at least like 15 minutes, reply to their comment, say, hey, I sent you a message. And then I go to their profile and I add them as a friend. And I do this because I've noticed in the past when I have just message them without adding them, sometimes they do not see the message for like ever. So if they see that you've added them as a friend, they're going to accept it, and then they're going to see your message immediately. And I am a little bit different than Mandy with messaging for host to posting as well. Half the time I actually ask them what they think their market would like, because a lot of the time they know what their market wants. Like the other day I asked the person that hosts post for me what they wanted. They said weight loss, and I put a post up Thermifite X, signed a customer on that. So sometimes they do know their market very well. So you feel
Okay, let me stop you for a second because you kind of jumped, and I want to make sure we don't lose anyone. So
sorry.
No, you're okay. So she sends the first message, hey, I hope things are going well. Would you be willing to do me a favor? I'm not going to ask you to buy anything. Okay, then most of the time they say, yeah, sure, what's up? So then she's asking them to host a post. Like, would you be willing to make a status, put it on your wall, tag me in it that I give you? I'll handle all the likes and comments, something like that, right? And then she's saying, and then they're saying, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And then she's asking, do you think your friends would be more interested in weight loss or longer hair? Or a 2-day cleanse or coffee, or, she's asking them what she feels like their friends would be more interested in. And so then that way they have a little bit of buy-in to the post. And then, like she said, when people are commenting, she makes sure to add them as a friend so that way you see the message when it comes in, okay? The other thing, you guys, is all of these people, almost all these people on this list that I have right here came from host to post. Now, I'm with Mandy. Mindset is everything. You got to go in like you want the clothes. But sometimes I know that 80% of sales are made after the 5th ask. And so if I can just get them to be my friend, they may not have the money right now. They may not this, they may not that. But I know that they wanted originally the hair, skin, and nails. And if they can watch me long enough, and like Mandy said, and I'm posting about it, then it's going to build value and they're going to want it. And the reason why I became friends with them is because they commented on this host to post. So adding them as friends is expanding your network in a way that they already want your product. You just haven't built enough value. And so adding friends, I think, is key. Okay, so keep going, Bailey.
Okay. So, and I think Kelly Jo sent the script. Yeah, she sent the script I used. This one's for Thermifite X. But I literally got this script from the pack document, and all I did was change it up to fit my personality. And I've been getting customers from it, and I've literally been closing them within a few messages. Like, we haven't been lollygagging around. Like I try to close them within the first 5 messages. And I really like to fill out people's vibes with who I'm messaging so that I can customize each message to fit them, if that makes sense. And I always, for Thermifite X, I'm always asked the question, how much weight you want to lose? And then that opens the conversation up, and it can even open it up for an upsell, because then you can really get to know them, get to know what their goals are, and then you can really recommend what products you think would help them. Because sometimes I have people comment on a host of posts for a cleanse, and they end up buying Thermifite X, because I think it's just really important to get to know them and what their goals are, so that you can set them up for the products they need, instead of just going right in for the kill and selling it immediately, and then they come back a month later and they're not happy with the product.
Yeah.
So
I love that. Okay, so 2 people are using host to post right now, and it's working. You've got a few different scripts. Are there any questions before we go on to the next? If you are using host to post right now, right, yes. If you're using it right now, and if you're not using it right now, right, no. And I am going to just kind of make a mental note, and then we can reach out and I can talk to you and see if it's something that you want to try, and then I can help walk you through it. Okay? And like I said, some of you guys are brand new in the business, so I don't expect you to know all this stuff. So it's not a bad thing to write no. I just want to know who I can help utilize this. Okay. Okay. So next one, Emily Craig, who signed a customer today. Can you tell us how you did it?
Sorry, my screen froze for a second. My two main things that I am able to sell are the cleanse and the Thermophyte X. I post a ton about the greens, but my two main sellers are the cleanse and Thermophyte X because I post about them too. So pretty much for me, being consistent is really important. Last month I was not good at being consistent and I did not do well in sales. But so I would say a big thing is being consistent, because when you're consistent, people will see that and they'll message you themselves. So that's what happened with my person today. I'm trying to find there it is. Okay. So the one thing that I do for the cleanse for Host to Post is I just ask people to post for me, and I don't know if I sent that to you, Kelly Jo. I'm sorry, but I did send her the post about what I message people when they do comment on the post. So pretty much it just says, hey, so-and-so, thanks for commenting on so-and-so's post. Have you ever done a cleanse before? And that really opens people up, because some people have done really wonky cleanses, others have not. And so you get to start a conversation there. And so depending on how they answer, I say, awesome, I really think you'll like this one. It's a 2-day cleanse where you drink 1 bottle before breakfast and 1 bottle before dinner for 2 days, and that's it. You want to make sure you drink lots of water for those days as well, so that you can get your best results. When I did the cleanse, I lost 5 pounds with it. That 5 pounds of nasty sludge in your body. I know, gross, right? But a lot of people can hold up to 15 pounds of sludge and waste in their body and not even know about it. So this helps clean out your system and reboot your body so it can work the best. And then it says, and then I say, would you like the pricing info on this? And then I actually send a little picture, and it says like 9 signs your body needs a cleanse. And so it kind of helps people think, okay, do I have any of these symptoms? And that helps get people to think about it as well. And then if they say yes, you say retail price is $60, but as a 90-day product tester, or I kind of have actually switched product tester to as a 90-day health challenge. If you sign up as a 90-day health challenge with me, you would save 40% and get $36. Get it for $36. Would you rather pay $60 or $36? Which I think Amber Parker introduced us on that, but that wording actually really helps. It makes people think about how much they're actually paying.
Okay, so let me stop you.
So I use that one a lot. Okay.
So one thing, you guys, that she said is that she really just focuses on 2, the cleanse and the Thermophyte X. So a lot of times we feel like we have to post about everything. We have to do all things, and we really don't. Like, you got to find like your top 5 products, and like that's enough. Like the top 5 that you're using, or the top 3 that you're using, but you don't have to be knowledgeable about everything. And then the other thing that I really like that you're sharing is just swapping out a few words. Instead of using product tester, what did you say that you used? I didn't write it down. Health challenge.
Yeah, 90-day health challenge.
Yeah, and so just switching that around, because sometimes I feel like when I say product tester, I'm like treating them like an animal, right? So it's part of a 90-day health challenge, or I say it helps me complete my 90-day portfolio, or like just switching around a few words. So Emily is using Host to Post as well, and you said you shared your scripts with Kelly Jo, so they're going to be in the pack document. Mm-hmm. And you guys, the thing about the pack document is it's just there for reference. And we're constantly trying to keep things relevant and updated. And so as we get these new scripts from these new leaders, we're just going to kind of add them in or switch them out. But when it's all said and done, copy, paste it, save it in the notes section of your phone, and then make it your own. And find what works for you. And, you know, I talk about the levels of leadership all the time, level 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, and a level 4 leader is somebody who can help somebody on their team sign a customer because of something that they created or came up with or passed down because they did the research or was on a call and learned it. So everything that you guys are learning now, take it, make it your own, sign customers from it, and then send it out to your teams and help them sign customers, because that's you duplicating your work. That's you turning your messages into 2 messages, into 4 messages, into 8 messages, if you're able to teach your team how to do it. So did you have anything else that you wanted to share before we go on to the next one?
One thing I did want to share is if you're, I know this is off topic on Host to Post, but if you're trying to figure out if people are actually reading your posts, I actually, I put in a post that pretty much was like, do any of you people have friends in any of these areas? And I put a list of all of the areas that we sell to. So like, in Sweden, I can't remember all the things, but we have like 30 places we sell to, 30 countries, and I got I think 60 or 70 comments on it, where before I didn't think anyone was reading my stuff. So and then after, if you're wanting to get distributors on your team, it's perfect because you can actually message those people who commented, be like, hey, who are the people? I'd love to get in contact with them to talk to them, or you know, something like that. But it helps you see who's actually looking at your posts, and it also gives you insight on maybe where you can branch out to get out of like the US if you want to. So that was
I
one
love
thing.
that, you guys. So being creative in your posts, you know, or it's not so direct, it works, but you are having a purpose to your post. And you guys, we're opening in Philippines this month. There are already, I think they said 20,000 pre-enrolled distributors for the Philippines right now. And we should be opening Mexico just shortly after, which that could be 3 months. It could be 6 months. I don't know what shortly after. I thought we were opening in Mexico last year. But, you know, and so making those kinds of posts and getting that response, and then maybe you're having those people host a post for you. Maybe the ones that do live in Sweden host a post for you and saying like, hey, who wants to make some extra income working from your phone? Drop a me and my friend Emily will send you the details, you know, or something. And so like, you're just really being cognizant of the post that you're making and having a purpose. All right. Brandy, where are you? Tell us all your goods. How are you signing customers?
Okay, so sorry, I dropped my thing. What worked for me is the host a post, but I feel really salesy asking for somebody to do a host a post for me. And so I look through my news feed, and I am a part of a whole bunch of accountability like workout groups. And so I just get a feel of what the people are in my community doing right now and what they would be most interested in. And so when Kelly Jo wanted, you know, what it was working from me, I sent her the message that I send, because I send it's just like host to post, so I send them individually. So the one that I sent her was hey friend, and you can put in your friend's name or just leave it as friend. So it just depends on your personality. But hey friend, just reaching out because I noticed that you're looking to tone up with this, and with this pack you will see results. Can I send you more info? So like, I've had a lot in the last 2 months who want wraps. Like they, you know, they want the information on their wraps, and their wraps are amazing, and I use them all the time. And I actually had a lady come in last week. Her mom was trying to get a hold of me, and I was on vacation for a week. And so she came by my house and picked up a pack of wraps so that she could go to Vegas, because she wanted to wrap that day and the day that she got into Vegas. And so, so for people who want to use the wraps, but they want to use weight, then we have this pack that has the wraps, the TFX, and the cleanse on it. So Emily uses TFX and cleanse, and so does Bailey. They need to be upselling that pack, that wraps, TFX, and cleanse like pack, because it's $94 with the 40% off, and it's $94. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? So then they can try, then this is the whole point of it. So if they're going to order that pack with the wraps and the TFX and the cleanse next month, then they can say, or I can say, hey, did you know that with the new you can tone and keep progressing with the whatever program you're on? Because a lot of people use like Beachbody programs, or they go to the gym. Well, in my community, in my friends, and so if they're already using this set of products that I started them on, then I can turn around the next month and say, okay, so new you is going to be amazing for you. And they're not, and what I found is like people don't want to use the cleanse 2 months or 3 months in a row. Like they want to use it the one time and then they don't really want to use it the third month. Okay. So if you can switch your product, the cleanse product, for the new you, then you've got them hooked on the new you. And so it helps with cellular recovery. So while they're sleeping, and then also while they're working out. So, I know most people aren't going to want all the information on what the product can do for them, but it is good to know what you can use it for. Like, so when you get to know your people and what products they need, then you can start implementing the products we already have on hand to increase their results.
Okay, so let me just kind of reiterate what I'm getting from what you're taking is, before you even send a message, you're kind of doing a little bit of research to know what kinds of things that they're into. And then you're sending them a message asking them if they would like to try products based on what you've seen on Facebook. Is that right? Or Instagram?
Yeah.
And then you're getting them started on 1 or 2 products, but then each month changing their products, getting them hooked on more, and then you're keeping them as customers, and you're also upselling as the months go on.
Right. So I did a whole bunch of posts for keto coffee a couple months ago, and tried to implement. So they like the coffee. So now I want them to start using the coffee creamer, and I want them to start using for energy. I want them to start, you know what I mean? So we have these products that we can start building so that they can try new stuff.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And then by the time month 3 is over, then they need everything back from month 1, and you just keep them as a customer. And for those of you that don't know this, in order to be a customer, they're agreeing to purchase at least 1 product a month for 3 consecutive months. If they go consecutive for 6 months, they get a $50 credit on top of the points that they're already accruing. So they get 10% back on every order. And then if they go for 6 consecutive months, they get a $50 credit on top of that. So that's one way to keep your customers ordering. And then if they go for 12 full months, they get a $150 credit. And so, letting them know that, keeping in touch with them, making sure that they're seeing results, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so we've got just a couple more. We're going to have Chelsea, Kelly Jo, and then I'm going to wrap it up, and we'll have any questions at the end. So go ahead, Chelsea.
Okay, you guys. It's crazy how we all run our business is a little bit different, or a lot different. I don't love host to post. I don't feel like I get to know them personally, and that is like what I crave. So I definitely send more personal messages. My message is going to be in the pack document. And
Stop for 1 second. Where are you getting your people to message? Who are you messaging?
Everyone. So I print off my Facebook friends list. So I send some from there, but I also have like 6,000 followers on Instagram. So I just go through my feed, and if I see someone, I'll send them a message. Instagram is a lot less organized, but I kind of like it when I get like sick of listing it. Like I'll just go into Instagram and scroll, and if I like get the feeling to message them, or if I see something that I like, I'll message them to be a distributor or a customer. Okay. So for me, it works better to either message them, or if they're like not super interested in the products, but they're interested, but they want to learn more, I will meet up with them face to face. You guys, this business has changed my life, and I will meet up with anyone that is willing to meet up with me. And I can sell them on the spot. That sounds bad, but I can, because I had a lady come to my house, and she's like, what do you think I should get? I'm like, well, what are your goals? She's like, well, I want to lose weight. I want my skin to be better, blah, blah, blah. I suggest all of these things to her, and I tell her why I love them. She sees my passion. I give her some collagen to try, and she walks out with 150 volume in an order, because I was with her and she felt it and she knew how excited I truly am about it, because I do love them myself.
And do you guys, hold on just 1 second, Chelsea. Like,
Go ahead.
so if she were posting on Facebook for hair, skin, and nails, how many customers would she need to get to make up that 150? Or if she can meet with someone for 30 minutes to an hour, then she just got that 150. So a lot of times we're so focused on, oh, I've got to get all these customers. But really, if you just sit down and build that relationship and build that value, you can get a lot of BV just from one order, making them feel valuable and not just getting next. So, I mean, everyone works their business a little bit different, and this is a way that works for Chelsea. And so, this is a Zoom to teach you different things to try on to see what works for you. So keep going.
Well, and even when I was going diamond and had to bring in almost 2,000 volume in 3 days, I was personally messaging every single person. I wasn't doing host to post then either. I know how to do them. I have done them. I just don't love them. They work for a lot of people. Kelly Jo's signs an incredible amount of customers, obviously, and the majority of hers are from host to post, at least from what I know. So for me, it just doesn't work. I like to know them, and I want to get to know them personally. That's just my personality. And that big order, she was here for 15 minutes. I can take 15 minutes out of my day, probably 10 times a day, to sell a customer like that. And that's the older generation too. She was an older lady. So like, if you have older people on your Facebook, if you don't, try to get older people on your Facebook, because they have more money to spend and they want to spend more money on stuff that helps them feel better or look younger or lose weight. They want the same things all of us ladies do, only they're older and they have more money to do it.
So tell us real quick, how do you get people face to face? So you send them a message. How do you get people face to face?
So when like they feel apprehensive, but you can tell that they want products, but they don't know, like, especially the older generation, because younger generation, they'll hand out their credit card information to anyone. They don't really think about it. The older people have been scammed a lot, or they've lost their debit card a lot, or whatever. So they like seem apprehensive. So I just say, you know what, like, you live within 45 minutes from me, I will drive to you, or you live down the street from me, you can meet me at my house. Let's talk about the products and we can find which ones work for you and what you're wanting. Because they also don't know. And the problem with messaging is that you're not able to suggest every single thing, right? Like, you can't be like, and then there's this and this and on this and this and this and this, and you should get them all. No, it doesn't work like that. So when they're in person though, you can say, I love this, I love that. Oh, sorry, this is gone, but I loved it so much and I have an order, I'll be here today, so that they know you're actually ordering it and that you're excited for it to be here. So and honestly, you can sell packs to people too. But I mean, like, we have so many products that can do so many different things that when you get them here and you know exactly what they want, you know they're going to buy it. Because if they see your fire, especially, and I'm kind of eccentric, so.
Okay, I love it, you guys. So try and get people face to face if they live close. And if they don't live close, the other option that you have is get them on an online party.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times if they can hear somebody else say it or see somebody else's results or see the excitement behind a party, we do a party as a team once a month. And your upline should be doing a party more often than that. And if they're not, then tell me and I'll do a party for you, or I'll kick their butt into gear and they'll get a party going. Okay. But we're really working on more parties and teaching people how to do them and be more successful with it. So getting people face to face, but also just sending the messages. Like Chelsea's sending messages every single day. And then once you get the conversation, then building the relationship. You can't just like message 3 people and be like, oh, well, nobody messaged me back, I don't have a relationship. Like, it takes a lot. Go ahead, Chelsea.
I was just going to touch on that. So I get asked all the time. They're like, I've sent 20 messages and no one's responded. And I sent 900 messages and got 150 responses. Next. Like, I've sent a ton of messages and gotten 150 responses. But you know what? I don't even care. I'm just going to continue to send messages, and I know that I'll get my customers because I'm doing the work.
Yeah.
So like, And I am wanting to reach out. Like I've changed. So I always used to think, I don't want a cold message. It's just so cold. I don't want a cold message. I don't want to seem salesy. Well, that's why I don't want a cold message, because I don't want to seem salesy. But now I'm like, I don't care. Like I am sharing these products with people and I want them to have it because I feel great. I look great and I want them to have the same. So I don't care how many messages I send because I want them to have that too.
And I'm glad that you said that, because host to post is a little bit easier, because host to post, you're not asking them to buy anything. You're just asking to make a post. And so like, it's a little bit safer, I feel like. But to come in hot and be like, hey, I've got these products and I want to share them with you, sometimes intimidates people. But you guys, if you're scared of what they're going to say, if you're scared of rejection, if you're scared of this, scared of that, that's the reason why your business isn't growing, because you haven't embraced the I don't care attitude, because you believe in what you're doing. I made a post yesterday, which I was really scared because I don't like to post controversial stuff on social media. But I made a post yesterday, like standing my ground, like you are not going to make me feel like what I'm doing is wrong. Because I look at you guys every single time I'm on my calls with you, and I know that this business has saved your life. I know that this business has blessed your family. And how dare I let fear hold me back from messaging people? It's not okay. And if you're afraid, then you're not going to move forward. And the only way to overcome this invisible fear that you've created for yourself is to just do it. And if you get a hurtful message, send it to your upline and we will help you work through it, because we've all got them before. But you know what? It's not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of them. And maybe they had a bad day. Maybe somebody set them off and then you were the straw that broke the camel's back. But it's not a reflection of you when someone treats you poorly. It's a reflection of them. And you are doing nothing more than trying to offer products that they're already buying from someplace else. And number one, not getting the good customer service. And number two, not getting the high quality product at a decent price. So you need to switch your mindset, because mindset is everything. And I hear Chelsea say, host post doesn't work for me. I'm like, of course it don't work for you, because you keep saying that. Wait till she changes it, you guys, in a month from now. And she does another call and she's like, praise the Lord, you guys, host to post. I'm signing 50 customers a month because she changed her mindset. And I'm going to go back and watch this recording.
Hey. I said it doesn't work for me because I like the personal interaction of cold messaging.
And when you find how to make host to post personal, your business,
then I'll do it. I'm in.
It's going to take off. Okay, good. I'm excited. And y'all heard it from here first, all right? Because mindset is everything. Kelly Jo can tell you that she went through this 3-month cold spell where host posts weren't working. And then she woke up on January 1st and said, host posts dang well are working. You just watch, world. And she signed 50-something customers. Like, it's all, okay, I'm getting like yelling. Whew, my kids are probably about to go to bed. But you guys, it's all in mindset. And like Mandy started us, like, you got to act as if you're closing them. Like, my phone has not stopped ringing. And I have just said, host to post is blowing up. Host to post is blowing up. And it's working, you know? And so whichever way you do it, though, it doesn't matter. Like, as long as you're getting results, that's what matters. So thank you, Chelsea, for sharing something different, something that we can all be challenged to do this week. Kelly Jo, the floor is yours.
Hey y'all, Kelly Jo here. So, quick recap. 15 months ago, Miss Tay Lynch told me, I just watched the Zoom about host to post, and I was at the point where I was done messaging people. People were being awful to me. I wasn't getting people to message me back. I was in an icky negative mindset, and I was like, I'm not doing that. No. So I didn't do it, and then I finally did it, and I signed 11 customers in one day. And it was like fire, you guys. So I know everybody's been preaching to the choir about host to post, but you guys, it works. You do. I agree though, Chelsea, you have to find a way that makes it work for you. So for me, I think it was Tamika when we first started, was just sending it out and just asking people to host posts for her. And everybody was getting great results. But for me, it felt icky. But what felt good to me was sending out samples for people when they tried product or when they hosted a post. So I sent them a sample in the mail every single time. And yeah, I was sending out tons of samples, but people were trying the products and then they were signing up as customers. I was signing customers from the post. It was all working out. So you do have to find a way to make it work for you. And right now I bought a Keurig and we're giving away a Keurig, and you guys can see my script. I'm not going to go through the whole host to post thing again, because I think that you guys get it, that if you find a way for it to work, you can make it work. But at this point, for the past 15 months now, have signed an average of 20 plus customers every single month. Last month, I signed 28 customers. 25 of them were over 90 BV, between 90 and 254 BV. 25 of them. 3 of them only bought one product.
That's
that was all right.
2,500 volume, 2,500 volume that she did by herself in just customers. And that's a Ruby right there. She built herself a Ruby, you know, wherever that volume went, because she did it, you know? So tell us whatever you want to tell us as far as how are you getting big volume orders, and how are you, you know, you're using Host Post, but anything different that we haven't heard?
So when ThermoFight X came out, I remember that was the month that I signed over 50 customers, but they were all 30 BV. And then I watched a Zoom and somebody was like, why are we 30 BVing anybody? Because you could be doing 90 BV. And I was like, there's no way. Like, I have to talk people into selling buying $36 worth of stuff. No. But then you guys, I started getting results myself. I started taking it seriously and getting healthy. And I have now lost 42 pounds in 3.5 months. And I am loud and proud about it. And I post about the products that I'm using. And I finally just found my way. And whether my posts don't get the most likes and comments in the world, but I have a lot of people message me because they know what I'm doing. I have a lot of people come to me and say okay, fine, what are you using? And then I tell them, and I am not afraid to tell them the pack of, I sell the cleanse, the coffee with the greens, the chocolate greens, and the ThermoFight X. It's $310 retail and $183 just for what they pay. Okay. I have zero problem selling them $200 worth of product. I pay for it myself. Why would I not want to help them get results? If they want to lose over 100 pounds, that's what they're getting. And if they can't afford it, what I say is, okay, it's not my job to ask about your budget. It's my job to recommend the products. If you want to lose over 100 pounds, I'm telling you, this is what's working for me, but we can scale it down to fit you.
Did
and a lot of people
eek when she said that? It's not my business to know about your budget, right? Isn't that true? It's not our business to know about other people's budget. Our business is to get them results. Okay. And the reason why she can be so confident about that is because she's doing it. Now, who on here, and you don't have to raise your hand, you don't have to write in the chat, but who on here has weight that they have been saying that they're going to lose and they haven't lost it yet? Right? You've got to be accountable for yourself. And that's what's going to build that confidence that you're going to be able to say, it's not my business to know about your budget. It's my business to get you results. And this is what you need. And that's going to make them go, ooh, girl, okay, I believe you. I trust in you. Right? And then they're going to sign up. So I love that. And I didn't mean that in a bad way, but I mean, some of us, we don't have that confidence. And why do we not have that confidence? Because we're not doing it ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And I remember saying, it was at Green Carpet this past summer, I remember saying why am I still fat? If I lost this weight, it would get me to triple. And then somebody said something mean to me about it. And I was like, oh, that rebel came out. And I was like, I'm never losing the weight now, sister. But then finally in January, I was like, I'm doing this. I'm done. I'm done living like this. And so, you guys can see my scripts, but I have different messages that I send for Host Post. And then for the weight loss, you guys, I have a script. So if they just want to lose 15 pounds, I am not going to sell them $200 worth of product. Okay. I'm not going to, because that would be a waste. But I'm going to sell them ThermoFight. And then I'm going to tell them, as Brandy said, as the months go on, I might try to upsell them on something else and ask them, how's your energy level, and recommend the Keto Energy, because I feel like everybody could use a bag of Keto Energy in their purse for when they need it, or a bottle of Fat Fighters. Those things are just staples. You need them. If they're between 15 and 50 pounds, I have a pack for them. And I say, because you want to lose over 15 pounds, this is what I'm telling you need. And I also, then if they want to lose over 50 pounds, I have my script. I also have a group that I run on Facebook that is all about healthy lifestyle. And we've helped people, so far we've lost 350 pounds in 2019, all of us together, and there's about 20 of us. So that's huge, you guys. And I talk about that, and I'm there to support them along the way. Now, I know some of you don't have any weight to lose. And so you're like, well, I couldn't do this. Yes, you can, because how could you support them? What are you doing that helps you stay healthy? Some of you are just naturally skinny or whatever, and you're blessed in that area. But what are you doing that you could help them? Tamika doesn't have 114 pounds to lose. But she could tell them, I can support you if you want to come to CrossFit. I can support you if you want recipes. I can support you if you want to join roller derby. Like Bailey obviously doesn't have 114 pounds to lose, right? But she can tell, what can she tell people? She can still say, we've got a product that helps us lose weight. And she can still be loud and proud about it. And she can share my results. You guys, she can say, my girl, Kelly Jo, blah, 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 and have a picture of me. So just because you don't have like that need doesn't mean that you can't sell it. Okay. And I liked when they said that you need to pick like 4 or 5 products that you really know and you talk about them all the time. Be loud and proud about them. And don't be afraid. You guys, you cannot be afraid. Sorry, I'm like in red zone of like just wanting to yell right now, but I'm really trying to tame it down. So you guys have got to stay consistent. You have to stay consistent. You have to be doing your daily 6 list. You have to find a platform and be proud of it. How can you ever let somebody tell you like what you're doing isn't good enough? You are letting them take food out of your baby's mouths. Or if you're not going to do it for yourself, think about the person that you could help. You guys, legit, I'd be dead right now if it wasn't for Tamika. Legit. Like that's real life. What if she had let somebody tell her no and she had quit? Like none of us would be here, right? So you guys have got to think about that. You have to be proud of it. And if you're not proud of it, you need to find something that makes you proud. I can tell you what makes me proud, but I can't tell you what's going to make you proud. I'm proud of going debt-free. I'm proud of helping people get healthy. I'm proud of building better relationships. And I can share that all day long, and that's going to bring people into my space that want what I have. They want my positivity. I had a lady message me the other day that said, I just want to order your products because they obviously make you happy. I'm like, okay, cool. She spent $200. Yeah, like exactly. So the other thing is everybody has crap happen. Do not let this be another reason to live a crappy life. Let this help change your life, and that comes with personal development. I would not have signed as many customers as I have and brought in that 2,500 volume last month if I hadn't been doing personal development. There's no way, because I had some really stinky, some really awful messages. But I was able to like send them to Tamika and be like, look at this, it's funny, ha ha ha. But really like it was hurtful. But I had done enough personal development that I was like, oh sister, I'm praying for you because there's obviously some junk going on in that brain. So you have got to stay consistent. You've got to show up. You've got to get results, and you've got to ask. If you're not asking, the answer is always going to be no. And messaging can be scary. You guys, it is scary. It scares me. It's not my favorite thing to do in the world either, but I know it works. So I do it. And it's kind of one of those things of like obliging because I know I need to do it, but it works. And then I do enjoy helping people. So if the way that I can help people is by sending them messages, I'm going to do that. And there was something else I was going to say, and so I keep talking because I think that I'm going to remember it, and I'm not remembering it. So I think I'm just going to shut up now. But you guys, seriously, this business can change everything. And you can sign as many customers as you want. And you can sell the biggest packs in the world if you want to do it. If you say you can do it. But if you say you can't, you can't. End of story. If you say you can't, you can't.
Man, you guys, just because you've never signed 11 customers in one day, like Kelly Jo, doesn't mean that it can't happen for you tomorrow. You just never know. But if you don't even try, then it's never going to happen. So you guys learned about HostPost. We learned about getting together face-to-face, getting your own results. Eventually people will start coming to you. So the last 2 things that I want to add for you guys is number 1, stories. Okay, I am not great at stories. And the fact that I really, really suck at them and I'm getting interaction means that anybody can do this, legit. This morning, I made a post about me making my collagen. I put some water, I did a little video. I had my water, I poured my collagen in, I poured some heavy cream, I was mixing it, there were chunks. Chunks were not coming out. I was mixing harder. They were just spinning around. So I stopped the video. I tried to crush them on the side. It still was not getting the chunks out. I threw some ice cubes in there. I sipped it. I got some what do I call them? Like powder bombs. And I posted about it. And I had 3 people message me and they go, wait, this helps with sleep? What are you drinking? Why are you adding heavy cream? I got those 3 messages from my story. You guys, stories are incredible if you just show people, because then they just send you a message, or they just heart it, or they interact on your poll, which normally they wouldn't. So get in your stories every single day, and people come to you when it comes to your stories. And then also that's another way that you can message people, because you can see who looked at your story. And so you can say like, so maybe you post about your coffee. And so then later that night, you send a message like, hey, I'm trying to fill spots for my skinny coffee portfolio. Would you be open to hosting a post or making a post and tagging me in it, seeing if any of your friends would be interested? Because you know they saw your video or your story that day. Does that make sense? So you posted about this on your story and 96 people saw it. Well, guess what? You have 96 people, you guys, that you can message, ask host to post for you because they know a little bit about it. You planted that seed with your story. So using your stories effectively, and I like what Emily said too, as far as like using it indirectly so that you can directly get information. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so you can, like, it doesn't have to be direct, it works, but you can get stuff from there. Now, the way that I want you guys, I'm going to challenge each and every single one of you guys is parties. Okay, I did a party this weekend from a loyal customer that I have. This loyal customer signed up with me from a host to post back in December. She did her 3 months. She turned off her auto shipment. She wanted to use her hair, skin, and nails credit, and it was gone. She wanted to use her $10 credit towards hair, skin, and nails. So I sent her a message and I said, hey, like, if you host a party for me, I'll bring you a hair, skin, and nails that you can have for free. So she's like, okay, cool. I went to her house. She lived in Spanish Fork, Payson, which is 3.5 hours from me. I went to Payson. She had all of her family and a couple of friends there. I assigned 5 customers over 400 volume. Every single one of them signed up on more than one product. Okay. There were people that didn't make it to the party, but because I posted in the party, then they messaged me after and they said, hey, Cheyenne's been telling me all about this hair, skin, and nails. Like, I want to try it too. And so I was able to sign more customers, even with the ones that didn't come, because I created this Facebook event. So I want you guys to be confident and get in front of people, because just like Chelsea said, you can close them on so much more. And so most of you have never done a party before. And I'm going to challenge you to schedule one this week. So Kelly Jo, will you put my script in there that I sent you on Facebook message? So this is what I sent to my existing customers. Okay, so they already love the product. So I sent this to my existing customers. I said, hey, I wanted to ask if you would be willing to host a sip and sample for me next month. Obviously, you could say this month. Okay, it's super easy. I'll create an online event, an invitation for you to send out to a few of your friends. They will get to try some of our top selling products for free and have an opportunity to wrap for half off. It's a really good time. For being a host, you'll get a gift too. Can we compare calendars and see if there's a day that would work for you? Most people said, sure, we can compare calendars. So I sent them a picture of my calendar with dates circled, and I said, I can do any date that's circled. They picked a date, we picked a time. I created a Facebook event and a little invitation using WordSwag that they could send to their friends and then invite them to the Facebook event. Then I went and did a party. Now, a party is basically whatever you want it to be. The people that are going to the party have never been to one before, so they have zero expectations. I made a video. It's working on getting uploaded on YouTube, and I want you guys to watch it, okay? I'm giving you all of my tips and tricks to hosting a party. Now, just like with messaging, I always ask myself, what would I want to get back? If someone cold messaged me or someone sent me a message for a host to post, what kind of message would I read and actually respond to? And that's the message that I create and send out. So if I'm doing a party, I ask myself, what kind of party would I want to go to? Okay, and I want to go to a party where I don't feel pressured to buy stuff. So the very first thing I said at this party is, I am not trying to hit any sales quotas. So I want you guys to go into this knowing that you don't have to buy. That is not an expectation that I have. And that's the first thing that I said at this party. And you know what? Every single person at the party ordered, right? Because I want them to feel like there's no pressure, because there isn't a quota that I'm trying to hit. I literally go into parties so people can try products, because I know that if they can try it and hear about what we have, they're going to love it and need it. So I just say, I practice in front of the mirror before I go do parties. I practice in front of my husband before I go do parties and events. I always just practice in front of someone. If I needed to, I'd contact Kelly Jo and I'd say, hey, I need you to hop on a Zoom with me so I can just practice this with you, because I'm nervous, I'm scared, I've never done this before. And she would be happy to do that. I would be happy to do that with any of you guys. Okay, but when you book a party from somebody else, they're bringing in their market and you're getting to be the professional. It builds your confidence while it's also super scary. Okay, but it builds your confidence as your own business owner. Riley, did you have a question?
Yeah,
when you do like in-person parties, do you always create like a event on Facebook? And do you have one that you could like one that you've done in the past or something that you could invite me to so that I can see like what you say in it?
I don't always. It depends if they're on Facebook or not, because like Chelsea said, I like to get the old people to do the parties for me because they have all the money and their friends are all about it, and it is a good time. Man. So I don't always make a Facebook event. Yes, I could invite you. However, I want you to make it your own. I want you to physically think of, if I was going to a party or if I got invited to this event on Facebook, what would I need to read in order to say, yes, I'm going? And I always work backwards. What's the outcome that I want? So what's the thing I need to create? I always work backwards. So I would like it if you came up with, and everybody came up with what they wanted, and then ship it to your upline and say, hey, how does this sound? And then they can edit it or change it or mix it up a little bit if it could be better. But when it's all said and done, you guys, when it comes to parties, I did it. Nobody ever showed me how to do it, what to do. I went to other people's parties. I go to jewelry parties. I go to Scentsy stuff. I go to other people's parties and I'm like, ooh, I really like that. Ooh, I don't like that. And I just pick the pieces that I like. Same thing with online parties. Same thing when other companies message me, you guys. This might be jerky, okay? And I know we're going over, but this might be jerky. But when other people cold message me for their products, sometimes I just say no because I want to know how far they're going to push me. And some people push. And I'm like, man, that's a really good script. Copy, paste it in my notes. I might use that later because it kind of got me just for a second, you know, and like if it's something I'm interested in, like I might just play with them a little bit to see how bad they want it, right? And I get information from doing that. So I want you guys to book a party. Yes, this is in the PAC document. Like I said, I have a YouTube video that I created today, and I'm trying to upload it on the PAC channel so that way you can watch it and know what you can have if you'd like to for a successful party. Carrie Ann used this script and got 2 parties booked for next week, so I'm super excited for her. Go ahead, Chelsea.
I was just going to say about supporting each other and other businesses. You guys, I have gotten so many customers from my friends that are in different network marketing businesses because they still sell it for you, even though they're not making any money off of it. So like support them and they will support you, and you just help each other out. What goes around comes around. Help each other out. Like we're all trying to do the same hustle. So just support each other.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Kelly.
I just wanted to clear off that a little bit. At one point, I was not this way. I was not supportive of other people because I did 5 other businesses before this one, and I scammed myself out of them. Okay. Because people are successful with where they're going to be successful and what they're going to be successful with. But I like scammed myself out of them because I never thought that I was good enough. And I wasn't. I hadn't found my place, but I found my place. But when my mindset shifted to, if we're not going to help support each other, no one is going to support us. That's when my business really, truly started to boom. Now, that does not mean that you have to go buy everything from everybody else. Okay, that's not what we're saying. But talk to them, have conversations with them. I've had girls like cold message me immediately when they add me, and I'm like, can I give you a marketing tip? Can you please not do this? Like, be friends with people for a few weeks and like get to know them before you message them. And they're like, I never thought about that. Thank you. And that, what, you know, like it didn't cost me any money. It cost me 2 seconds of my time to message them back. So I know we're getting into something that doesn't even make sense, but that's a way to support other people. Because if you want people to support you, you have to be supportive of them. And that means your friends too on Facebook. You have to be liking and commenting and engaging on their stuff and bringing value if you want them to bring back value to you.
Love it. Okay, so real quick recap, and then Bailey, yes, I do want to cover vendor events. So we talked about host to post, great way to bring in customers. That's how I would say 90% of people are bringing in customers right now with It Works, okay? All the scripts are in the PAC document. Meeting people face-to-face, doing mini parties, doing big parties, getting your own results. People will come to you, use your stories, find what works for you, take everything, put your own twist on it, find something that excites you. That's what's going to help you bring in customers, okay? So Bailey, last thing, vendor events. How did you find it, and how did you decide what it's going to look like? Because you've never done one before.
So the way I found it was I try to pay close attention to what people are posting about on my Facebook. And someone had actually shared about the event that's going on this weekend and that there was booth space. And I almost did not click on it because I was scared out of my mind. But I decided before I talked out of myself out of it, I just paid for the booth space and did it. So the way I found it was I just paid attention what was going on in my social media. I asked around publicly if there's any events going on. And for me to figure out what I wanted it to look like, I posted in our team page asking people what they do. I've messaged leaders that I know do tons of vendor events, and I actually got on Pinterest, and you'd be surprised by how many things on It Works they have on Pinterest for vendor events. So that's how like we got the idea of what we want the space to look like, how we want our tables set up, what not to do. So
Yes, and you guys, all the information is out there on YouTube. You could probably search do's and don'ts of vendor events and watch a video. Pinterest, great resource. Okay, so join your community page. They'll post about vendor events and things that are going on. Farmers markets are coming up. You guys, if you can get on a farmers market and you can be there every single week or have your team be there and kind of switch each other out, events are a great way to get new contacts and close people on the spot, sell products that you have on hand. Go ahead, and then we'll end.
Just real quick, I didn't know about this until I moved to a bigger city, but there are like actually companies that like go out and like market for different vendor events, and they set them all up and they do it all for you. And so if you're in like a bigger area, you can search for those because there's people that like actually own like vendor event companies, and it's not any more expensive than anywhere else, but they do all the marketing for you and all of that. Like they put it in newspapers, they put it on Facebook, they put it everywhere. And then you obviously market it yourself too. So look for those like on Facebook, like look for vendor event companies near me. Just search that and then things will pop up. And I didn't know it was a thing until I moved to near Minneapolis. So I don't know if it's a thing everywhere.
Okay. All right, you guys, I'm going to get this recording up so that way you can send it to your team. It is in the It Works Pack YouTube. So you just go to YouTube, you type It Works Pack, click subscribe. Then every time we upload a video, you'll get a notification. And with this, if this party one ever uploads, then you'll get a notification. I'm working on it. I don't know what's going on. So, all right, you guys have an awesome night. Thank you for being on.